Hello, welcome to Dusk Hobbies. I just thought that I'd give a little update on how my Royal Guard unit has been turning out. I must say I'm quite happy with it. That being said, as you can see, it is still incomplete. I still need to go through and locate and paint up the bases and mount them to it. Unfortunately, I was going to have that done this weekend, but the weather seemed to turn a bit nasty where I am, and because of that, I could not find an opportunity to prime any of my bases. That being said, I'll give a breakdown of the colors that I've used from my paint sets. So first and foremost, from the Nolz's Marvelous Pigment Adventure paint set, which is by Army Painter, and it seems to be one of the starter sets, so to speak. I used Lawful White for any of the white that you see on there. And I also used, for all the silver on the armor and the weapons, Mithril Silver. I then went into the monster paint set from Army Painter, the Nolz's Marvelous Pigment line. For the reds, I used Cambion Crimson, which turned out a lot more red than what I was expecting. Like, it's got a pink tinge to it when it's in the bottle, but on the minis it was a very blood red. For all of the leather work and the wood for the weapons, I ended up using Owlbear Brown. And then finally, after suggestions from the comments, I went back and redid the skin tone on the faces. And originally I was going to use a pink and then use a flesh wash, but while digging through these paints, I found a ruddy skin color, and I paired that with a flesh wash. And all of the garments and leatherwork and wood on the weapons, I went through and put a shadow wash on as well. I'm really happy with how they're coming out so far. Like I said, I still do have to put on the base, the bases. But that being said, even like this, it still looks all right. I haven't had a lot of experience with washes, but I was really impressed with how the pigment just flowed into the crevices, which is essentially what a wash is supposed to do. But I do think I went a little bit overboard with the heavies and their washes. For example, if I bring this guy up a bit closer, as you can see, underneath is just, there's a lot of mess there. But it is a learning experience. I did not put any of the shadow wash on the armor simply because I did not want to darken the armor at all. I like the armor to be very shiny, very looked after, well maintained. Although I did actually learn a lesson. From my old Gunpla days, I still had some clear top coat. I did not know whether it was matte or gloss or semi-gloss, but I thought I'd roll the dice. I have a 1/3 chance of it being the one that I wanted, and it turned out it was actually a matte finish, so I had to go back and repaint one of the soldiers anyway because it just stripped all the shine off of the armor. That being said, I do believe I was able to restore it to a point where it is almost indistinguishable. I know which one it is, so I'm able to zero in straight on that because I can see how it looks still a bit dull, but hopefully that doesn't show up on camera. But like I said, this is all a learning experience. I have looked into a few things that I'm going to do regarding the channel, regarding my setup, just so that I can make videos that I believe are a little bit higher quality and more in line what I want for this channel. It really is just a way of me documenting my painting journey. Now, unfortunately, if I don't have a good enough camera or equipment, I can't really zoom in or zero in on imperfections in the models or painting techniques and things like that. So I am looking into getting a different camera and a backlight and just in general how I've got things set up. I do hope to be able to paint on camera properly, like I've seen other YouTubers do, because I believe by recording myself and really analyzing what I'm doing, how I'm holding the mini, my color choices, how I'm blending, things like that. If I'm trying new techniques, what works, what doesn't work, I'll be able to see better rather than me just painting normally and then showing the product afterwards. I'm also looking at doing a bit of reviewing. So once I finish these guys, my next video hopefully will be a full review where I'm actually able to zoom in and show the molds in much better detail, rather than, for example, now where they're just kind of set up and they blur a bit. Like if I move this one guy closer, like I have almost zero control over the focus, as you can see. So I'm hoping to get a little bit better equipment and to be able to rectify that problem. That being said, I've also thought about the next mini that I'm going to paint. Now, I've done a small squad of 6 units. So the next one that I'm going to paint, I believe, is going to be a one large singular unit. I'm thinking of maybe the Fireworm, which is included in the Deuslair Kickstarter. And just because looking at the artwork, reading about it in the monster manual and that, it really seems to excite me at the moment. And what I discovered is it's important that you're passionate about what it is that you're painting. While I have enjoyed the process as a whole, I was getting a little bit distracted and whatnot, because 4 out of these 6 sculpts are almost, not 3 out of these 6 sculpts are almost identical. And that is partially my fault. I should have changed up the weapons a little bit more and things like that. But that's part of what the purpose of this channel is, so that I can learn from those mistakes. As I was painting, it just became like, by the time I got up to the 4th one, because they were all the same mold, it just became a little bit repetitive. So I started doing batch painting. So I got the red, I painted all the red parts on those guys, rather than really focusing on the individual models like I did with the first 2 or 3. And yeah, so I want to avoid batch painting as much as possible. I want to continue to focus and work on the individual model as a singular entity, what I can do to make that model, to make that miniature the best version of itself, or the best version that I can do. That being said, I've been rather happy to see the channel growth. Again, I was not expecting anyone to subscribe to my channel. I wasn't expecting anyone to watch my videos or things like that. So if you're interested in my journey, keep watching, please. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. Leave a comment. And yeah, I'm looking forward to see what the future brings. So thank you for watching.